Welcome to the November Bloomberg Digital webinar. And this is, whether you're a Bloomberg Digital client or not, you want to make sure you're on top of things with marketing. You're in the right place. We are November 2022, and we have interesting things happening. As always, there's always stuff going on outside of dental to keep our patients absolutely distracted from getting the care they need and getting comprehensive dental care. The purpose of this particular one is you are at a very interesting point, not just in time, not that we haven't had interesting in the last 2.5 years, but this time of the year is interesting. There are things that you must be thinking with right now, and I'm going to be covering those with you. So before we get going officially, I'm going to do the usual here and just kind of activate my screen. Some of you may not be familiar with me and who I am, so I'm going to cover that with you ever so briefly. Good. So November 2022, who am I? Well, I am Dan Brown. I'm the co-owner of Blumberg Digital. I'm also the senior service consultant at MGE. I'm talking to you right now on the point specifically around marketing. Now, I have been a consultant for 31 years, doing over 100 different fields, not just dental, in about 24 different countries. Yes, I did start when I was 14. So, young, fresh start. No, I'm 53 years old. Pictured on the screen is my wife, Melissa. We've been married 29 years, 30 in April. And can you believe that? That is my son, Boston Brown. And people say, why Boston Brown? Well, it's a cool name. How could you lose with a name like Boston Brown, right? My specialty, sales, marketing, and executive training. Many of you Power Program clients, you see me on the executive training that we do on the executive seminars, and kind of a specialist that they refer to me as the marketing specialist within our dental clientele at MGE. And I've taken that because about 3 years ago, I just had enough with marketing companies that couldn't get a result, didn't do things properly, and we created our own group. And so that's me. Now, let's get straight into what we're here to talk about. You may have noticed some recent noise this week, and that noise is going to continue for quite some time. Whether it's the economy, politics, and current news, I'm going to tell you right now, there are distractions. And these distractions, how many of you are seeing a change in no-shows, meaning higher no-shows? Raise your hand. You're seeing higher no-shows. Yep. Good. How many are you seeing just higher cancellations? Raise your hand. Higher cancellations. More than usual. Okay. And how many of you are seeing a change in credit approvals, whether it's Care Credit or any other credit agencies? Raise your hand. Yeah. All these changes are happening right now. And if you're tuned into the economy right now, we have some interesting things, and these are not good, interesting things. The car market just absolutely lost the bottom this last week. What does that mean? Well, whenever the car market goes down, luxury items were 2 months ago, the car market, it's just interesting changes that happen on that. Boy, if you're buying a car, you're mid-buying a car, do that right away. Do not wait 2 weeks. Interest rates and some mandates that have just hit. But what's going to happen after that? Well, the housing market, I don't have a crystal ball, so I could be wrong about these things, but these things have happened. What does that mean other than that? Well, now, whether there is a recession or there isn't a recession or whatever, people start getting worried and they start tucking in. They start pulling back, notwithstanding the fact that credit is becoming more difficult and the amounts that your patients are being approved for are lower. This makes the challenge. So we're going to talk about addressing and preparing for all of these things. If you would like to know how to prepare for these things, address these things, and be in front of the curve, raise your hand right now. Good. Then you're in the right place. So industries are showing slows. That includes dental. My question is, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up. I'm totally ready. Sideways, kind of. Thumbs down. I feel behind the 8 ball. Okay. Thank you for the honesty. And, listen, it takes a lot to be able to say, hey, I could be better prepared. I could be better on top of things. And that's why you're here. So good on you. Predict less new patients. Just plan on it. More cancellations and no-shows. I'm not asking you to be agreeable to these things. I'm just telling you, this is already happening. And it's not just happening in, MGE clients. I get to talk to every 2 weeks. I do a new patient workshop. I hear what people are saying when they come to these workshops. They're like, who's MGE? What's MGE? What's this system stuff? And they are telling me what's going on in their practices. So this is broadly through the US right now. We are seeing it less so in Canada, but we are seeing it in Canada as well. And that just means you've got to be relentless about every aspect. You've got to tighten up on your cancellations. You got to tighten up on your reconfirmation process. You have to make sure that those no-shows are handled exactly per the instructions in DDS Success, the scheduling, the schedule coordinator hat and the training in that course. Make sure that your team is rock solid tight. It doesn't mean that you can agree to these things and, okay, my stats are down. My stats are down. Well, Dan said it was going to be like this. No, if I hear that one time, I'm coming after you. Okay. I'm coming after you. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is the time to make certain that your team is buttoned tight and with not just those procedures, but as a team. This is a time to come together, realize and brief your team about this. This is what's going on or could be going on or might be going on or could be coming. So team, this is why we need to be bigger, better, louder than anything hitting our patient base right now, so that these individuals get the care they need so they live happier, healthier lives. This is what it's about. You are so fortunate to be in what's called an essential industry. Essential industry. Essential means that no matter what happens, even if there's another pandemic, and I don't think there will be, but even if there was, you're going to remain open, or you will be the first to open, just like you were through COVID-19, because no matter what's going on in the economy, with that person's job, with their pocketbook, with their roof leak, with the transmission noise in their vehicle, regardless of those things, bacteria and decay marches on. People will always need dentistry, always. So you are fortunately in the best industry. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs up if you agree. Yes, you are in a great industry. No matter what's going on, people need you, just like veterinarians, just like dog treats, just like grocery stores. You are essential. So that's the good news. It doesn't necessarily mean that these public are going to be frolicking into the practice, skipping as they're going in for their, $25,000 treatment plan. That might be the more difficult part. So this is the time to get your team prepared to handle a decreased flow, increased number of barriers to get the treatment the person needs to be fully rehabilitated and healthy. This is a time to make your team rock solid in your systems and procedures and approach, unified as a team, to make sure that you remind yourselves that every morning coordination production meeting, your morning meetings, reading your reviews, talking about the importance of removing bacteria and decay from these patients' mouths and getting them to live, therefore, longer, and to make sure that these patients are doing better and less unnecessarily predisposed to illness and disease, which you all are very familiar with, the studies around illness and disease having a higher incidence with people with outstanding bacteria and decay in their mouth. So that's your mission. So be ready for that. Next point on this. I'm going to be going at this speed. Are you guys comfortable with this speed? Thumbs up if you're comfortable, because I'm going to be popping through. We got a lot to cover. I'm going to tell you right now, if my slide works, plan on increasing your marketing budget and your marketing channels. Okay. Now, here's what happens whenever there's a slight downturn in an economy. All of the other dental practices in your areas are going to do what they shouldn't do, but they're going to start cutting their marketing budgets. Don't be that person. Do not be that person. Be the person instead who is doubling your marketing budget. It actually sounds insane, counterintuitive, in fact. Like, wait a minute, we have a decreased flow. We actually have lower numbers, Dan, and you're telling me to increase my marketing spend? Are you kidding? I'm not kidding. I'm telling you right now, When Google Ads starts to decrease their numbers, their amounts, their, how much it costs to do Google Ads, you're going to be way out in front while your quote unquote competition are sitting there having cut their Google Ads budget or removed Google Ads as a marketing channel. Guess who's going to be out front? You are. Right now, it's still expensive, and I get that, and it's frustrating. It's more expensive than it's ever been. As is so many different, so many different things right now. It's frustrating. The cost of living is higher. It is frustrating, but plan on increasing your marketing budget. I want you to go through all your expenses. I want you to find out things that you can cut. This is the time to slim down. Make sure you are not, buying too much of things you don't really need. This is a time to certainly slim things, but not when it comes to your marketing. Next point, time to promote and test your marketing channels is right now, not when all of a sudden, oh my gosh, things are kind of empty around here. When you start, listen, the best time to start is probably 6 months ago. The second best time to start, right now. Okay, so move on that. It might be uncomfortable. It might be something you're not familiar with. You might not know what to do. And if that is the case, you reach out to me or to us, and we will help you. We will give you suggestions. We will share successes with you. But right now is the time to get going on these additional marketing channels. Thumbs up if you're tracking so far. Excellent. All right. So then what do we do? What do we do right now? Well, I'm going to tell you. First thing, this is the time to analyze your return on current investment, and I mean properly. Now, what do I mean properly? Yeah, I hear it. Hey, we're doing our end of the year return on investment ROI analyses, and we've even got a couple of people saying, yeah, we're going to, be looking this direction or that direction. Okay, sure, but you better analyze what has been working. What has been working before you go into removing a marketing channel. You better make sure that that marketing channel is not currently bringing certain results. And it's easy when things slow down. It's easy to just start going, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to change. I'm going to change. Well, I'm going to encourage you to change, but make sure that you are changing based on what works. And that means looking at every single marketing channel and going, okay, good. We know that costs have gone up. Do I need to add another marketing channel? Do I need to add budget to an existing channel that's working? These are the questions you need to do as far as analyzing those things. I want you to think about sprint games. What are sprint games? Well, games are things that impel people to do things that they might not otherwise do normally. Sprint games for the end of the year. And you should have one for November and then one for the end of the year, like literally until the end of the year. Christmas bonus, you probably, how many of you do sprint games and you have that going right now with your team? Okay, good. Tomorrow, get yours ready because I'm probably going to ask on you. Tamara is from Dr. Mark Dill's office. She runs the PR marketing, but that team collectively, if you want to talk about games, this is a group that works on games. Certainly Mathis and Dentistry, I don't know if they're here, operate on games. There are a ton of you that use games to achieve what you want to achieve. Good on you. Good on you. I don't want you to come to your staff, hey guys, everything's going to be really horrible and bad. Get ready. That is not the way to communicate to your team. The way to communicate to your team is, hey guys, we might have some challenges coming up. So that said, we're putting the following game in place. I want your help and we're going to do this. And if you achieve that, we got some goodies for you. So get ready. Tomorrow I'm going to be calling on you. Okay. Next point. I'm hearing this still, even though I've touched on it a number of times. My office is not set up to handle, inflow for marketing channels. I want to organize first and I want to market after I have my front desk put back together. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. I need to put Humpty Dumpty back together and then I'm going to market. No, wrong sequence. We're going to talk about that. And lastly, communicate like mad in every channel. And I'm going to cover those channels with you. It's emails, it's text messages, it's postcards, it's your Google ads, it's your social media, it's anything you have done successfully in the past. I want you to go back to everything you have done successfully in the past and make sure that you are putting that together in a brand new dress and pumping it out again. This is the time to communicate like mad. Everybody else is going to pull back. everybody else. It's just, we know we've been doing this. I've been doing this for 32 years now. MGE has been doing this specifically with dentists for 31 years now. We know what dental practice owners do who are not trained executives, and they start to see some bumps in the road and they pull back. So I'm going to stop the presentation and I want to ask some questions. So I want you to think, what could be potential distractions to patients in the coming 2 months? What could be potential distractions? Put it in the chat. What are some of the things that instead of them getting the dentistry they need, they are now thinking about X, Y, or Z? So let's see. Christmas, beautiful, straight on. Holidays, right. Inflation, bingo. Need money for the holidays, beautiful. Holiday gifts, inflation, economy, vacations, Thanksgiving, that's a good one. You got it, you know, sick with flu. That's right, Lucian. Yeah. Lisa, yeah, spot on. Kids out of school, right. I don't have time to do this. My insurance is maxed out, 100% spot on. Gabrielle. Yeah, the news. Think about the news and what's going on. And payroll, yeah. So these are the things that are occupying our patients' minds. And what do you got to do? What do you got to do? You got to be there more present than those things. You know, people are going to be thinking about buying this and going on this vacation and stuff. Think about what's going to happen if they're on vacation and they bite down on that big turkey dinner and then snap. Literally on Christmas Day, the tooth that they should have gotten crowned just split in two. And now they are hunting for a dentist that's going to be open the next day to get the bone fragments removed, to come out of excruciating pain. They're not in their own town. They're out of town with their relatives where they should be enjoying, you know, that time. But instead, they've just lost that tooth that they could have saved. And now they're spending $1,500 to have bone fragments removed so that they're out of excruciating pain, instead of having gotten the crown for the $1,500. So raise your hand if you've seen a scenario like this. Maybe not this exact one, but raise your hand. Right. So it's our job to get them in with love, care, and attention, and make sure that they understand the liabilities of walking out of this office without accepting that comprehensive care. That is your job, to communicate. Maybe not that scenario, but might not be a bad scenario to communicate. So thumbs up if you're tracking. Thumbs down. Not. Thumb sideways, kind of. Okay, good. Let's get on to it. Lots to cover here. Lots to cover. Now, there is one additional channel that you might want to entertain. And this is actually the most exciting part of this webinar that I have for me, is that Blumberg Digital was created. Let me take the presentation off. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a quick history lesson. Blumberg Digital was created about 3 years ago now in order to help you, because we found so many of our dental clients frustrated with marketing companies that were taking advantage of them. Now, what did we do? We went out and sourced top level strategists for SEO. Like, I don't know if you realize this, that the people that handle your SEO is not the Blumberg Digital staff. It's a company in Australia called Louder Online, which is the top SEO company on the planet, literally handles SEO for Amazon and many other companies. If you were to try to hire them yourself personally, it would cost you somewhere between $9,000 and $15,000 per month. So we negotiated with this company to get the best SEO for you. And, you know, we just do the acquisition and all the client interfacing. They do the work. Then we did the same thing with our paid ads campaign. The frustration we've had in the, you know, since that time is that, well, what about websites, and what about handling reviews, and what about handling videos and stuff? And so we still send you in these other places to handle that. And sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. Well, something that's been being worked on, and I'm not kidding you when I tell you this, for over 3 years, with probably a total combined investment of close to $3 million, is something we're releasing in about 2 weeks. And Nobody has it in dentistry. Nobody has it in dentistry. And I'm not here to sell you it. You can participate in it or not, but every existing Blumberg Digital client is going to get first dibs on it. And probably a lot of you are going to find that it's if you want to participate in it, it's a smidgen. And what you're going to be seeing is what you've been hoping for in a dental agency, marketing agency. So that is something that I'm going to talk about here, but not just yet. Very exciting. We're launching in about 4 weeks. But that's an additional communication channel. Okay, now let's talk about return on investment. This is the time to analyze your return, but do so properly. And what marketing is producing what exactly? And are you tracking each channel independently? If you are not, do not make sweeping changes. Let us help you with that. I can ask you this question right now. What is the value of a new patient long-term? And some people are going to know the answer to this, but I'm going to just give you the quick version answer of it. The value of a new patient long-term that is retained by you and your team is $10,000 in a conservative fashion, $10,000 during the lifetime of that patient. And I don't mean literally their lifetime. I mean in the average life that a person is with a practice, okay? And that generally goes about 10 years. That's the average. Okay, so if you do your job well and you retain that person, that's a $10,000 value long-term. Doesn't mean that's how much they're spending when they walk in. MGE clients, your average lifetime value of a patient is closer to $25,000. And so I want you to think with that when you're doing an ROI analysis. You know, our focus is getting you good quality fee-for-service type patients. Doesn't mean everybody who walks in is going to be that, but that is our focus and approach. So before you change, make sure you know exactly what is producing the existing results, and do not make a change until you know exactly what is making a change and what is not making a change. Thumbs up if you understand that. This is a good time to ask questions if you got questions. Great. Now, time to add marketing channels. So end of the year specials. Now I want to ask, how many of you are running end of the year specials right now? Whether it's a Thanksgiving special, a holiday special, how many of you are doing it? Okay, good. Good. I want to know what you're doing. So tomorrow, light it up. What are you guys doing for your end of the year specials? This is for the sake of other people learning and understanding what are some of the specials they might entertain.
So currently we're doing our Zoom special. That's always like a big hit of ours. We're also doing a
tell me how you run that special. Expand on that. Tell me what you're doing. What's the normal? What are you doing now?
So we're doing a Zoom special. We also are doing like, you get 5% off if you prepay, which we've done for a long time. But what I do is I've been sending out mailers. Before I was doing one, like I was sending out mailers, like 5,000 mailers per season. So four times a year now. This past few months, since we've seen a drop in new patients and cancellations, I've hit the mailers even harder. So like I've sent mailers out the past 2 months, hoping that, our numbers will start climbing, which they have. So we're doing more mailers now. I'm posting in all the rooms on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, just anywhere where I can post it, or Google my business page. I try to post on that. If I post on Facebook, I'm posting on Google My Business. I'm also in contact with our new patient coordinator, because she's the one that's speaking with the new patients when they call in. So my question to her is, what's driving them in? And once, like she has a generality of things, like, so we've gotten 10 new patients off of our mailers. Well, I'm pushing harder. I plan on doing 5,000 more this upcoming month. So sending out mass emails. I've been sending out at least 4 emails a month. That's what I'm allowed with our software Weave. So I've been pushing those out quite a bit. Just pushing and pushing and pushing every single day is what we're doing. And not trying to like worry about the inflation and things like that. Keeping the office morale happy and upbeat. Not letting those barriers hit us. we're here to help people, not to listen to excuses of why they can't better their health. So um, it's been fun so far. We did a Zoom, an Invisalign special last month, win free AirPods when you sign up for treatment. Our goal was 5 patients for Invisalign. We had 10 sign up that one day. So that was $4,000 a case. So it's pretty awesome.
Fantastic. Everybody, let's give her a big hand. Show it. Show the love. I want to see the hands clapping. Well done. Well done. That is how you handle a downturn. That's how you handle a downturn. We had a couple of people, Donald, 25% off take-home whitening kits, $69 emergency special, $99 new patient special. Love it. Make these things time sensitive. Make these things limited time. And I know some of you are like, well, I don't want to be bargain basement dentistry. I get it. I don't want you to be that either. But at the same time, you are impelling somebody to move. Come on now. If you come in now, we've got this Invisalign special. When you got this going on, we got this, special for you. And make it, so do a, Thanksgiving special or whatever. And I know for Canada, you're like, what's Thanksgiving? Yeah, I understand what I'm talking about. So have some fun with that. Who else has some suggestions, thoughts, running with special successfully? Anybody? There's so many of you here. And by the way, fantastic. Welcome to everybody here. But I can't see everybody. I mean, we literally have 67 different people here. So anybody else want to? Yeah, go ahead. Fire away.
We started turning to like philanthropic things. A lot of people are complaining about, what's going on, and we're in Philadelphia and we're seeing a very large unhomed population, which we've always had. So not only are we running specials for Invisalign, we're hitting the postcards really hard too. We're seeing a really good return on investment with that, social media, things like that. We decided to partner with a large nonprofit, and we're running a coat drive. So we're pushing that, where it's like we're getting a ton of advertising and a ton of spread out with our name, and we're getting a bunch of people who don't know us coming into our office to drop things off and being really excited about our community outreach, which is important to us. We're not doing it for advertising,
so important,
but it helps. Yeah. So like this Friday, I have a group of 4 what did they do? They're representatives for some type of company, and they do advertising, and they have to volunteer. It's part of their hours, and they're coming in to donate like 40 coats to us, and they want to do PR with us. So I have 4 people who do PR to begin with that wanted to post things on their social media, their LinkedIn and things like that to get their own advertising out. So that's been really great for us, just getting our name out there and in a good, positive way. So I think, any news is kind of good news.
Yeah, listen, I mean, first of all, give them a huge hand. Well done. It's just such what they are doing is called public relations, which is good works well publicized. It's also being well thought of. It's well received. It's being welcome in your community. And I'm going to tell you, just this is that time of the year where, and look at what's going on. Look at the noise. Look at why you go to social media. You ask yourself this question: if you are on social media. If you are on social media, raise your hand. Thumbs up. Yeah, sometimes, never. I want to see thumbs up. Always. Sometimes. Okay, good. Yeah, totally cool. And I'm not asking you to be if you don't like that and don't want to be. But people often go there to kind of get a break, kind of see what's going on in the world, and to feel good. Now you go to their social media profiles, and I'm telling you, I go there. And it is done artfully. And it's not like they're doing this as a ploy to get new patients. That's not it at all. The reason they're doing it is because they have a big heart. And this has always been, the owner's purpose is to give back. But now I'm a patient and I see that and I go, wait a minute, their crown's a couple $100 more than the one down the street. But you know what? I like what they're doing. And good on them. And maybe this might help, somebody get a coat who needs it during a cold winter. I'm going with them. And You know, if you take a look at where they're located, this is probably outside of Miami, one of the most difficult, well, Miami, New York, and you know, Philly. I mean, it's just like, ouch, there are so many dentists there, notwithstanding their specific location and the number of dentists around them. How did they become not only the biggest private practice in their immediate area, but in their entire town? How did they become that? Well, it's stuff like this. They're aggressively marketing and these public relations activities. So big hand for this team again. Well done, guys. Good job. And I want you to think about, what does that mean for me, and what can I get behind? What's real? Like, even if it's around, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, we're behind rescue dogs, or we are behind this, that, or the other thing. Get behind it and be loud about your results and success and all the things that you have achieved as a result of that. So good on that. Anybody else? I'd see great stuff coming in the chat. Dr. Jacob, I run $2,000 off Invisalign for 1 week only. We usually get 15 to 20 cases at $3,500. Fantastic. Anything to get people in the door is so important. You get people in the door, get people in the door. You find out, oh, this person actually isn't eligible for Invisalign because we got some other stuff to do, and we'll get them Invisalign. We'll secure their pricing, but they have other work that they need. Perfect. Internal game for referrals, review goals, elevating hygiene production, incentives for new patients, and incentives for the team. Ruben, you have said it all. Literally, that's like my next slide. Look at what he says. Internal game for referrals, review goals, elevating hygiene production, incentives for new patients, and incentives for the team. You could play a game for your hygiene crew for, you know, retained appointments and number of appointments and percentage. Like, play the game, get into it, and have fun playing it. So good stuff. I'm going to keep going here. How many of you are getting some ideas and are glad that you came? Raise your hand. Get some ideas and you're glad you came. Okay. Okay. Well, we're just getting started here. Okay. So end of the year specials. You guys have told me what you're doing. Internal, internal, internal. How many of you like, you got new patients from all different sources. How many of you like your referrals the most? Raise your hand if you like your referrals the most. And I'm not even going to ask you why, because I know why. These people, they're not sold on their treatment plan, but they're sold on you. And they're generally like the people who have referred them. So play internal games. And if that means $25 to the staff member who gets a person who comes in. So I talked to Richard. Richard's come back in. He loves us. Hey, Richard, I noticed that your wife isn't coming in. And, you know, but you talk about her all the time. Does she have a different dentist? Oh, she hates dentistry, man. She had a really bad experience. Totally understood. Hey, listen, you know, somebody who doesn't go to the dentist, you know, they're in for more problems, not less problems, but you know that. But can we get her on the phone? I could just have a quick conversation with her and just get it, see if we could just get her in to have a look. We're not, no drills, no needles, no scrapey, no pushy, touchy. We're just going to have a look. It's on the house. Okay. We'll do it for free, but I want to see if I can talk to her about that. Could you get her on the phone for me? Great. Hey, Maggie, good to meet you. Hey, listen, I heard about your past bad experiences. Here's something you might want to think with, blah, 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 blah. So we want to just get you in and have a look. Okay. And we will not poke. We specialize in people who don't like going to the dentist. Guarantee that, you know, if you need something, we can go over it with you before you ever need it. And, you know, but let's just get you in and have a look. Can we do that, Maggie? Great. Get you in here Tuesday? Great. Okay, good. When Maggie arrives, that's a $50 bonus to the person who got it. How many of you would be incentivized? Yeah, for $50, if I get somebody in, I'd like that. Raise your hand if you'd like that. Yeah, and if I ask the doctor owners, how many of you would pay $50 to get for a staff member to do that kind of work to get somebody in? Most of you would agree. That's internal. Play an internal game. Reward your patients who are referring. Send them something fun, you know, something, you know, sweet, like you know, a nice delectable brownie. If they referred somebody, I know some of you, you know, send them a Starbucks card. There's nothing wrong with Starbucks card, except it's a bit dry. Some of you say $25 off your future treatment. Okay, also a bit sterile. But if you send me a brownie for sending my wife in or a friend in, and it's a surprise to me, I'm going to think, wow, I'm probably going to eat the brownie. And if I'm on keto, I'm probably going to give that brownie to somebody, but I'm going to remember that. It's going to mean something. So think about internal games. Boost your budgets. Whatever marketing channels you've got, boost your budgets. Are you doing video? Raise your hand if you guys are doing video in any way, shape, or form. Raise your hand. Okay, time to start. Time to start. I'm going to show you what we're doing to make that easy. Doing ads. If you're not doing ads, do ads. If you're doing ads, are you doing funnels like an Invisalign funnel, an implant funnel? If you're not doing those funnels, add funnels. We'll talk to you about that. And like I said, we have something new, and I'm about to announce that. But I really want you to think with sprint games, end of the year specials, like whatever you're doing, make it end of the year specific, internal referral game for staff, a production game for staff, new patient games for staff, anything that you guys are doing. So how many of you have some games that you are currently running and it's like rewarding the staff? Who's got a game that they could talk to me about that you're running right now? Okay, Ruben, light up that microphone. Tell me. Oh, you are muted, my friend. I see the lips moving. Hit that space bar. Should be if you hit space bar on your keyboard. Ruben's awesome on marketing. Zoom, not so much. All right, I'm just okay. All right, all right, good. Well, you figure it out. You come back to you. Who else? Who else? Anybody? I want to know what games you are running with your staff. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for the staff, we're talking about the games, right? And incentives. All right. So, for example, I incentivize them every time they get a referral. Marketing, obviously, now that I'm doing with Blumberg, I have a very good numbers, and for the amount of money that I spend, then every referral gives me more air in order for me to invest more money. Like I told this morning to the girls to put the $5,000 extra into the budget just because of what I'm seeing. And obviously because I want to have a good end of the year. So I incentivize for reviews, for referral, for anybody bringing a treatment. Like if my hygienist bring, for example, an Invisalign, or if he creates some type of dentistry for the doctor, any single things that they use inside the room, and then for my assistants, because assistants probably when the doctor leaves the room are the one that have been more trusted than even the doctor. So they do have a game too in order to participate with the treatment coordinator. My treatment coordinator also, she was kind of like at 75 before we started, at 75% closing. Today she is at 91% closing. And not everything has to do with how do you incentivize them, you see? So everything makes a number, and I'm following every single penny on everything. On marketing, where is it that they coming from? Where is I'm gonna put more money? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is on any of the social medias? Isn't the SEO? I'm just right up to the point where the local listings are helping, the backlinks.
Nice.
So you gotta get into the little things in order for you to be ahead of the game. Today is very hard, lot of competition. Everybody's using marketing, unless I think the one that want to make money, they have to, right? You cannot deny $140,000 extra just pure by making ads, and that's me. I'm talking about me. So I guess we have to be always prepared to give, even though we think, oh my God, the pay, oh my God, we are putting another expenses, but it's not expenses. The understanding is investment all the way. And I guess if I had to say something out of it, it's just that. Just don't worry about the postcards. Don't worry about the Macy's card or the Starbucks cards for the patient. A little help in here and there. Discount, let them know that you love them, that you want them to have the treatment done. So that's my thing.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Ruben. I'm going to tell everybody this. When you see people like Ruben, you see the team from Mark Dill, you see the team like Lucian, these are people who have done an extreme amount of training with MGE. You know, I mean, I don't know how many, Lucian, do you know how many power program completions your team has there? Do you know?
All of the executives, our power program, and we have our insurance coordinator, our receptionist, and one of our assistants in our program training. So a total of 5 completed, and then 3 working on it.
Yeah. So, and that's 14 people who have enrolled. Okay. So realize this, these are people who've been around doing this for a while, but listen to how Ruben just talked. He has his fingers on the pulse of every marketing channel. You may not be there yet, and we understand that, and we're going to be with you and helping you until you're at that point. That day is going to come. And Ruben, thumbs up. Is it nice to be there, or thumbs down? It sucks.
Beautiful. And I thank you so much, because you've been a lot of help. Blumberg is doing pretty good, actually.
Excellent. So I'm going to read a couple other things. What about free Starbucks card for patients that do testimonials? I think that's a great idea. We also reevaluated our apparel protocol. We're doing a ton more hygiene. Beautiful. Always good. Always keep an eye on our apparel protocol. Easy to slip. Great. Do you have to get a ClickFunnels account to get funnels going? No, let us handle that for you. That is a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. Unless you have a whole lot of time and you're bored and you like to stay up until 5 a.m. Do you have any suggestions for tracking the internal efforts from the team for games? How should we track how many reviews, referrals an employee gets so that we can deliver the incentive? Beautiful question. Thank you, Donald. What I'm going to tell you right now is you're going to have to launch the game. It might not be a perfect science. You will endeavor to do your best, but I want you to think like this. I want you to think with the idea that you are training. Somebody's got a microphone on. Can somebody mute Dr. Shirk there? All right. I want you to think with the idea of briefing your staff. You're going to get somebody to leave a review. You're going to show us that. Then when the review shows up or the patient referral shows up and they arrive, great. We've kept track of it. That name is associated with that. When you're talking about a $50 bonus, and I know an office that gives $100 bonus for every single person that comes in as a result of a direct staff referral, $100. And, you ask most dental owners and they'll say, listen, you bring me a good referral patient. Absolutely. I'll pay you $100 for that great referral. But it was generated 100% by a staff member, but they have a system in place. So play with your systems. And if you need help with that, you reach out to me and I'll give you some tips of what I've seen and heard. Some help with fee-for-service practice on how to get patients to pay upfront and reduce payment plans. Good. Love that point. Thank you. Aida. So this is where I want you to look at this. When was the last time you and your entire team did the ABC sales and communication seminars? Now, I saw Matheson Dentistry on there again, this last ABC that just ended this last weekend. That's probably no less than 5 that I've seen them on this year. 4 last year, 4 to 6 last year, meaning they're constantly running their team through these, and the whole team is there. They're sending photos of the whole team watching it. And this is a practice that's gone from about $80,000 a month to over $400,000 a month. So while you're organizing, you are keeping your sales skills sharp. And those are sales skills. That's getting your whole team on that page. You can also achieve that through getting all of your staff team through like lunch and learns on, enjoying the, basic case acceptance on DDS success, advanced case acceptance, presenting treatment plan options. These are the things, quick videos that you could do. Pizza with the staff, you're paying all the staff, everybody's doing a lunch and learn, but they're watching these and you guys have discussion periods about it. So great on that. Now, we are coming up to about 10 minutes before the hour. Now, we're going to go all the way to 2:30, but some of you I know are here until only about 2 o'clock. So I'm going to tell you what's coming. This is super exciting. Blumberg Digital clients, everybody here, you all get first dibs on this. I'm going to tell you this doesn't exist in dentistry. And this is created by genius platforms that Blumberg Digital has just entered into a strategic relationship with. And Mr. Harley O'Ryan is here with us on the Zoom today, who is the co-creator of this. But this is a digital marketing system that is we are launching. Dental offices today need cost-effective marketing solutions that deliver constant growth. Affluent target clients are highly digital. The first impression of your practice is no longer your lobby. That's not where they meet you. It's not in your lobby. It's on Google. It's on social media. It's on your website. So comprehensive digital presence with social media, reviews, and quality content is vital to help you connect with today's patients. But with your busy practice, you need it all in one place. This is the power of our new platform. 90% of people read online reviews before calling. Raise your hand if you had patients come in and said, yes, I've read your reviews. If you've heard that before, right. So this genius platform has been running for 7 years in a veterinary platform, and they have exclusivity for marketing for veterinary practice, and it's now the leader marketing platform for veterinary practices. I want you to look at the competition behind. So this is a website platform that also has a bunch of other stuff. Look at where they rank compared to their competition. Literally 10 times the rest of their competition in results combined. So what is this platform? Well, in essence, it's a platform to help you get more reviews. It actually allows you to answer all reviews on the platform. So all Google reviews, all Facebook reviews, not Yelp because Yelp is shut down, but it will give you all Yelp reviews and alert you of Yelp reviews and any other reviews that you want to track. Auto add these reviews, the best reviews, to your website and put them all over your website, and earn 5-star rich snippets from Google, which means when you get searched, it's going to show that you're, your star rating on those searches. Social post library and inspiration. So how many of you find that you got to do your social media post over here, and then you got to log into here for that social media channel, and it's a bit disjointed? Raise your hand if it's a bit disjointed. It turns you off on posting routinely to social media. Great. All your social media stuff can be posted from this platform. Every single one. You do one social media post, you can post it to every place except for TikTok. That's coming, but every place, and you could schedule those out. You could do 15 posts right then, like in an hour, and have them scheduled to go out over the next 2 weeks or the next week or the next month, whatever you want. It monitors all your social profiles, lets you respond to all comments right in there. Okay. In-depth and insightful social analytics. Tracks and records all of your phone calls, allows that to be right in here so that you can listen to every single phone call that comes in. Our tracking number gives you tracking numbers. I think it's a few tracking numbers included. You get as many as you want. And you can listen to the calls that come in on each. So you got one for a postcard, you got one for a Google ad, you got one for your website, you got one for your, all your directories like Facebook, Instagram, etc. It will track those, tell you what calls are producing what, and you can flag them, you can forward them, you can download them, you can use them for training. You can collect, all sorts of information through contact forms on your website, and it analyzes your marketing results. So we also are preparing your video scripts. Yes, your video scripts. So you simply take the script. It's like bullet points. You talk into your webcam on your computer or your phone. You talk on those points. They are all based on SEO specific topics, meaning the most searched for topics. You do a video, you upload the video, we take it, we edit it, minor editing, take the ums and ers and ahs and pauses out. We transcribe it and we post it in your blog right there on the platform. We do everything. Now you've got a 1,400 word blog that's now going to rank in SEO based on the fact you are mentioning keywords. All you need to do is we ask you a question and you talk into the camera. You do that for about 2 minutes and watch what happens. In 2 minutes, you're going to cover about 1,500 words. And we've been piloting this with our doctors, and it is simple. Some of the least camera-friendly people are producing amazing videos. So we also give you a blog library and social media preloaded content. So you just pick the one that you like, and you modify it slightly. You can even upload a different photo, and all that's done for you. Take a look at the fast, easy, and effective for a video. So you choose a topic you want to talk on: whitening, Invisalign, implants, why go to the dentist, why floss, etc. You print out the topic outline. You shoot a 3 to 5 minute video, upload the video, and you're done. Our team is going to edit it, transcribe it, make it available, and post it on your website. And if you want, you could just forward it to your social media channels. I'm going to give you an idea of what this stuff looks like. I'm going to show you a highly edited version where Dr. Salvatore has paid a few extra bucks for this, but let me pull it up. You guys saw this in the last one, but these are these kind of shorts.
So a lot of patients are embarrassed that they haven't been to the dentist in a great amount of time. One saying that I heard a long time ago is the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So we don't judge here at Salvatore Dental. Please come in. We want to help you with your teeth, and we understand that a lot of people procrastinate, especially about teeth, and we're only here to help.
Good. How many of you think you could say something similar to that? Raise your hand. I don't care if you're staff or owner. How many of you could say that? Good. Let's do the next one. Let's do the next one. How many of you have Smile Direct picking up patients now and again, meaning they're doing online clear aligners instead, or at least people are mentioning it? Okay, watch this. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. It's scary because it's unsupervised.
The one thing that I'd be careful of online is kind of dental work that you can get from the internet. There's a lot of things that say that you're going to straighten your teeth without seeing a dentist. I'd be very cautious of this. I've seen a lot of patients who went through this treatment. Their teeth are actually loose, and some patients' teeth have been lost due to these procedures. So it's super important you see us at Salvatore Dental or another dental provider for all of your dental needs.
Good. So how many of you could say something like that? If we provided you the little buttons, the little bullet points, great. That's all we want you to do. We will do everything else for you. What's going to happen from this? Harley, are you here that you could talk on this for a second?
Absolutely, Dan. Thank you so much. And hi, great to see everybody. Thanks for inviting me in to join you. And I'm really excited to get this product rolling for you all. And so, yeah, so the thing to understand is this product was developed with healthcare providers in mind. We know how busy you are, and we know that if we ask you to write a blog post or a page describing your services, it's going to take a long time. You may not get to it. So the magic of this is that the average page that ranks at the top of Google has between 1,500 and 1,800 words. That's a lot of work, but the average person speaks about 400 words a minute. So that's why we say, if we can get you to talk about the specific topics that we've named out for about 5 minutes, you're going to have a fantastic page. So what we've done is all of the hard work of SEO research, keyword research, figuring out what all the common questions are that are being asked about each of these different services. And so we provide you with basically an outline. You can kind of see it in the slide that Dan showed. There's an example for dental implants. It's like, here's a script. Here's all the frequently asked questions about this topic. Here's the headlines you need to talk about. And you just simply talk about it, have somebody point a camera at you, ask you the questions, answer them just like you would if you were talking to a patient, and you upload that video. It's very, very simple, very effective. I mean, the results we've seen with this have been really tremendous. And the key thing is that it's truly authentic and local content. It brings the way that the magic of it is, you can ask the same questions of 10 different dentists, and they'll be aligned on all the medical facts, probably, if they're all good dentists, but the way they talk about them will be quite different. And every one of those answers will be unique. And that's what helps make the site more special for you, and helps you attract patients that understand your way of doing business and your type of medical care.
So I'm going to tell you, Harley here is kind of a big deal, and he's not ever going to toot his own horn, but this is probably, him and his literally genius team. That's the name of his company, is Genius Platforms. They have created this, and this platform is exclusive they've got exclusivity for veterinary medicine. Blumberg Digital has now just gone into partnership with them, and we have exclusivity for dental. And I'm telling you, for those that are Blumberg Digital clients, you are in the right spot. In 2 months' time, when you see this thing roll out with all the content that we're going to do, and we're probably going to do some preloaded video content for those that just say, I don't even have time for the video, or I don't have a face and I refuse to do it. We're going to give you some content. Okay. The websites that we're designing, just so you know, we're in design of these websites right now. If you need a new website right now, I'm going to put a link in the chat. We are taking 10 offices to design the perfect dental website. We're going to work with you. Click on that and fill out that form if you want to know, if you're looking to get a new website. This is going to be linked to your website. For those Blumberg Digital clients, I'm going to tell you that we're going to work with you. Fill out that form if you're interested in this and you want to be kind of first in line. We're only going to take 25 clients initially and run this because the team is workshopping the content, and the content is going to build over time. A couple great questions that came in. How do you get the social media posts to not look generic? Well, first of all, they're going to come generic, but they're going to become designed based off of SEO and hot topics. What's being searched the most? Second, we want you to make slight changes, but it's super simple. Harley, are you able to show how the platform works, even if you can show them pets?
Yep.
Would you mind giving a little preview of what this thing is?
As long as nobody minds seeing some puppies and kittens, absolutely. Yeah. Here, so let me show you. So
who doesn't mind seeing puppies and kittens? Raise your hand if you don't mind.
That's the great thing about puppies and kittens. Somebody's got to enable me to share screens, though.
Okay, good. Let me do it. Advanced sharing multiple.
You're good to go.
Okay, you should be. There you go.
Cool. So are you seeing my screen, everybody?
Yes.
Yep, cool. So you are inside the Genius Vets version of the platform, and you'll see there's sections on content, and I can go over any of these other ones, but since the question was on social, you'll see we have just an enormous library. And as Dan said, it's not going to be thousands and thousands of posts on day one, but it'll be many posts, and it will be continuing to grow. But these are, as Dan said, these are all based on, what's trending, what's interesting, what's happening, but also it's a really good blend of engagement with conversion and education, because I think you'll probably have similar goals for your practice. Sometimes you just want to do fun stuff. Sometimes you want to recommend a service and move someone toward a service. And so basically, when you come in here, you've got the option to search for posts based on different topics. This is another way we're trying to just help folks, because you'll go, okay, I've got a promotion I want to run. I want to run an Invisalign promotion, et cetera. Well, what am I going to say, right? So let's say we want to, in the case of, say we want to do some cat dentistry, these things are, they need it too. Where are we here? So cat dental care, and I'm going to apply this, and you'll see we get posts about, well, there's a dog, but other than that, cats, cat dental care. And basically, if I wanted to promote this, I'm simply going to click share, and it's going to pull up my share widget. And what you'll see is that it lets me choose which networks I want to share it in. So I want to put this on. This is I'm logged in as a particular practice, so I can put this on my LinkedIn. I could put this on my Instagram, put this on my Pinterest, my Twitter, right? And to Dr. Beatty's question, you can easily make it your own, right? By making changes to the text. You can swap out the image for a different one. And as you'll see, as you add networks, it's going to pop up a separate tab for each one. So if you just want to post the same thing and just simply cross post it everywhere, bam, super fast and simple. If you want to tweak your message for each channel, you got particular hashtags you want to use in Instagram or Twitter, that sort of thing, you can go ahead and add those. And then you're either going to save, send for approval, send now, and you can also schedule. And once you schedule, you'll see all of your upcoming posts reflected here in a calendar view. So you can see how your calendar is looking. Okay, we're looking good for today. We got more stuff we need to go out later. And as you can see, some of these are drafts. I'm looking in a customer account. They probably have an approval workflow, which you can do with our product. If you want to have like a a particular social media helper or somebody build out your calendar and you want to look over it all before it goes out, you can do that as well. And then, as I mentioned, as Dan mentioned in the presentation, we also have some great reports and information about how your posts are performing, what people are looking at, what they're engaging with, what kind of audience you're attracting, tons of analytics. Facebook has some of this stuff. Each of the platforms has some of this stuff, but it can be honestly pretty difficult to navigate. So this is streamlined, a little bit easier to see what's happening. But so that's the social post library, and you'll be seeing this categorized and tagged for dental. And we'll be spending time with the rest of the Blumberg team on what are the topics and content and strategies that are most important for dental offices, and that's what you'll see here. One other thing we also
thank you.
So last thing is we do an inspiration library. So if you want to create your own custom posts from scratch, we'll say, hey, here's the upcoming holidays, here's the seasonal things, just any kind of things that would give you a National Slobber Appreciation Day. See, this is something we all should appreciate, and here's how you promote them, right? So any of these holidays, seasonal things, you can these aren't pre-written posts. This is advice about how to come up with good content. So if you have a marketing manager in your practice, you want to give them some education on what's working, they can take a look at that as well.
So so this is just a fraction. Now we are at the top of the hour. We're going to keep going here. Harley, if you could let me share my screen. I'm going to make this very easy. I put the link in there if you guys are interested. It's a first come, first serve basis. We're going to roll this out. Obviously, if you're on board with us already, if you can't see the link, I'm just going to put the QR code. You can scan this QR code right now. So scan that QR code, fill out the form, just go to the bottom, scan the QR code, say, hey, yeah, I'd like to get more data on this, but I could tell you this is literally close to $3 million invested into this platform to make marketing easy for you. If I showed you, or if Harley went through all the functionality to have this all in one place so that you can look at your website, you can modify, you can add your great reviews while we're building top level SEO. This is for those of you on our premium SEO product. This isn't that level SEO, but this SEO beats anything that any other, marketing agency outside of Blumberg Digital offers today. I guarantee you that. So if you looked at Patient Pop, Dr. Genius, there's so many of them, Progressive. This SEO is above and beyond that because it's all tied in and it's based off of you. And we're going to help you implement these things. We do want your personalized content. So, doctor, if you're unwilling and just unable to get in front of a camera, we're going to ask one of your staff to actually go through the points. Again, the scripts are bullet points. They're not literally word for word scripts. So you're going to take it on a phone. You could have somebody ask the question and not even be looking at the camera. You could just simply, the person asks the question and you give the answer. And that's absolutely adequate. And you just talk like you're talking to a patient. And that's all we want you to do. But what that is going to do for your local SEO is massive. Some of you have done this. Some of you have started it. Some of you just, can't, I don't have the great stuff and I don't know how to do it and the workflows and stuff. And we got you on that. So scan that if you want. I'm taking that down. Anybody, let me just check the questions in the chat. This chat is pretty on fire right now. Okay. All right. So from the top, yeah, all platforms with the exception of TikTok, which is, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So one's from Dr. Mohan. How do I get the phone to ring more? It seems like we were trying many marketing channels, but the number of phone calls in a month is pretty low. Is it a general trend in the market or is it a general trend towards the end of the year?
It is both. It is both. Okay. And it's not just dentistry. It's everything right now. Now, you could say, well, the good news behind this is that Google is going to stop charging exorbitant rates and start lowering their rates. So, that's a good time to capitalize on that, but it's not a good thing in general. So what we're going to do, and Doctor, just, you know, if Alex can reach out to you, we'll do an analysis of what marketing channels you've got. This is the time to use proven marketing channels. Start there, dial in 1, 2, or 3 channels, get those pumping, then start adding channels. And guys, I'm going to tell you this right now, and this is not the best of news, but it's not going to get better. Okay, it's going to get more difficult. But just like Ruben said, you're gonna find a groove on your marketing. It's going to start working. Take a bit of that money, enjoy the success of it. Take a bit of that money and reinvest in more marketing. Add another channel, get that one pumping. Have success on that. Reinvest on another channel. This is what good businesses do during these times or upcoming times. So thank you. Great question. Let's see. In markets like New York City, is it worth marketing in print? Is it worth marketing in print, such as high-end magazines? I would be very, very hesitant to spend money on high-end magazines in New York City. Doctor, I know you're seeing. I have some suggestions. Otherwise, print marketing, I would try. It's not fast and it's not cheap, but I wouldn't go into high-end magazines like that. So I've been paying lots of money for marketing with not too much success. I understand. Good to see you, Bianca, by the way. Bianca, let me take a look at your marketing. Let us take a look at your marketing. I think I know who you've been using and working with. Let us take a look at it. You guys are in it's a great area, but boy, you got a lot of dentists out there. What would you recommend is for print marketing? Print marketing, I'm gonna suggest cheap and nasty. Go cheap and nasty and start there. We will help you with some options based on your area. But you want to go in without a commitment, like typically on magazines and such, you're committing to a time, and sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 12 months, sometimes 24 months. Do not do contract-based marketing that you can't get out of, even at Blumberg Digital. Yeah, we have a contract, but if you're not happy with us, we let you go in 30 days. Like, if you don't like us and it's not working, well, we don't want you to feel like you're committed to us. Be very hesitant to engage in any contract that you can't get out of without, some adequate notice. So for print marketing, I'm going to give you some suggestions. Ada, that's a great question. It's a variable based on area and options. I'd probably say postcards for you. But again, we got to find out what costs are, what competition is in the area. Yeah, I know San Jose is very, very busy. So let me help you with that. Take a look at it. And I'll tell you what some of our other clients, I think I have an option for you in San Jose. Thank you for that. So how are we doing so far? How many of you are glad that you came? Raise your hand. You're glad that you came? Good. Anybody have any other specific questions? Because what I want to do, Harley, if you wouldn't mind, I would like it if you could touch on showing, okay, is it recommended that social media content to be more organic, less stock? First of all, do anything social media. Get it out there. That's the first recommendation. Do anything. Second, make it more organic and start switching out some of the photos that we apply. But, I've got some great stuff that I would suggest doing and studying. And when I send out this video, I'm going to send out a couple pages. I want you all to study. I want you to go look at some social media pages. And homegrown is the best, man. What's happening in the practice? And it doesn't have to be all about dental. It can be about the doctor's new haircut and he's literally wearing a wig. It could be about, the doctor's puppy or the new new staff member. It's staff member of the month. It's this great patient testimonial. It's this great review that we just got on Google and how much you love your patients. So could you explain what is a Google partner? Does that mean anything for marketing? Be very, very wary of people who say I'm a Google partner. Every marketing company is a Google partner. And the person who's trying to position with Google is lying to you. They are mispositioning themselves. They are not in with Google. No, we all are Google partners. Everybody who can place an ad. The second you place your own Google ads, you're technically a Google partner. So Dr. Mohan, I would probably run, not walk from that marketing company who's trying to do that. So we'll help you on that. Hey, Harley, can you show us a little bit more about the platform and kind of the video, could you show us maybe a sample of the video scripts?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure thing. Well, great. Thank you. And so I just wanted to quickly address Dr. Beatty's question on the posts. I think in what we're really aiming for here with Genius Platforms and our program with Blumberg is it's about understanding the difference between the ideal and the real, right? Like ideally, you would be like making super thoughtful custom social media posts all day long, right? But you actually have a dental practice to run. And most of you, I'm guessing, probably don't have like a full-time marketing person. I mean, if you don't mind, maybe just a quick raise of hands. How many folks have like a full-time person dedicated to marketing?
Yeah, and some of them are here, but it's a handful of them.
It's a handful,
and
yeah.
Some of
And
them
so,
are great at it, but it's still a handful, yeah.
Yeah, totally. And so that's what we're really going for here is we want like it's sort of like the best diet is the one that you'll stick to, or the best workout is the one that you'll do all the time. So it's the same thing here. The best social media program is the one that you can stick with and you can be consistent with. So the whole idea is that you use our pre-built content as inspiration and as air cover. What you don't want is profiles that go dead for days and days because you're super busy around the office and you just don't get to it. So the ideal scene and what we really recommend is use our product to fill up your calendar with base content that's going out. If you have time, swap out photos, add a few words, add some hashtags that are local and that sort of thing. But then supplement that with daily stuff that's happening in the practice that you can just do bam, bam, bam as it's happening. That's your best strategy. But that way, you know for sure that you've got something going out every day. You're doing your best to stay top of mind with your clientele during the month. But it's definitely not a substitute for doing any of your own content. If all you did was just post our stock stuff, that wouldn't be a really ideal use of the product. You can, and we know folks that do that, but the best thing you can do is to make it your own. But the other thing is, nobody likes to confront that blank status update thing. It's like, what are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing, right? And so this is like, I find it so much easier to take a post. It's like, oh, this is good, but I can make it a little better for me. That's like 100x faster than trying to sit there and think of what to post, looking at that blank screen. So, and the content.
And you could do it all from one place. You could do it all from one place rather than logging into all these different profiles.
Absolutely. So here, I'll share screen and I'll go through just a super quick, some of the other things that are in here. So we saw the social feature. So I'm going to kind of come through and take a look at, let's start with content. So again, you're going to see a lot of puppies and kittens here, but we provide a library of content posts that are sorted by tags, and you can sort by title. So basically just content that you can repost to your site. And again, it's going to go out, if you're on our website platform, it would go out to your site in an unpublished format with the idea that you would go in and kind of make it your own a little bit before you publish it. That's the best thing. And then this is kind of where the magic happens right here. This is the service content interview prompts. That's a co-founder over there, David, giving you the rundown on how this works. So what you can see is basically what we've done is, we'll be doing something similar with, Invisalign, implants, whitening, all the different dental services. But you can see, so if we talked about cat dentistry. Let's see if we got something on cat dentistry here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, well, hell, let's go with cat medication. So if you want to write about cat medications, but you don't really have anything to say, or you're not sure what to focus on, you can see here all of the keywords, the research that we've done to show like what are the topics that people are really searching for in Google. And then what you can see here is based on that, we've created these scripts. And so here's an interview script on cat medication. So basically, it's as simple as like literally this has been iterated many times because it's every time we get like 2 people to do it, and then it was like, okay, this is too hard. How can we make it easier? How can we make it easier? And this is the model where we finally got a lot of people doing this. We've gotten literally thousands and thousands of video submissions from veterinarians doing this. So I know it's doable. But where we landed up is basically you just simply print this page, and you walk into an exam room or a treatment area and have somebody from your practice hold this up and just literally ask you these questions. And you're going to answer them just like you would answer a patient. and you're going to talk for a minute or two about each headline. You'll end up being 5-10 minutes to talk about each of these topics, and then you're going to come in, and there's a place where you upload that video through our platform. We edit, transcribe, and post. The thing to understand is the SEO is like, it's baked into this. It's pretty magical. You don't have to know anything about SEO to create a super optimized page. All you need to know is the answers to these common questions that people are asking. We've already done the work to find out what people are searching. And if you simply address these topics, you're going to get a page that's totally unique to you because it's your words, your content, but it is addressing all the most important topics that are needed to get good search performance on that term. So does that more or less make sense on the video process? Any questions on that? You can see.
I think it's pretty clear. And
so
what we do is
literally just uploading to this form.
Yeah. So you just upload the file right there and you are done. You can then take videos that are done in the practice. You can edit those. You can, you can post them. We take those and use them everywhere. And I'm going to retouch on the simplicity of video just briefly for everybody. Video is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Okay. So I don't care if you're fumbly, if you mess up, you stumble, it could have been better said or whatever. Fine. If you really, really mess up, just, have them give the question again and give the answer again, and we'll edit that part out. But the point is that now as a patient, I not only get my questions answered from you, but I get to meet you. And I know so many of you, and I like all of you. There's not anybody here I don't like. And I like you more because I've met you in person. You're giving people an option to now meet you virtually. And that's the customer of today. So any questions or any points?
Yeah, I just want to echo what Dan said. One of the most prolific video creators that we have in our network, she has her practice is probably in about the top 0.25% for profitability for a vet practice, an 11-doctor practice here in Southern California. Her successful action is she doesn't watch the videos. She shoots them and she never looks at them again. And she's been so successful because she's like, if I ever watch them, I start thinking my hair looks weird, or I don't like how I said that. But the truth is, her videos are great. It's just she doesn't obsess over it, and she creates volume, and it's been so effective. She actually gets more website traffic than any other veterinary practice in the country. She was the highest traffic of any in the country for a couple of years until another one of our clients overtook her. But like, it's pretty crazy. She was doing 100,000 uniques a month for a veterinary practice.
It's nice. Hey, Harley, touch on this question. So what about there's a question there from Gabrielle. Do we also upload our original content before and afters, for example, before and afters to the platform?
Well, that's
so
a great
for their
question.
social media content.
It depends on the context. If it's a video where you have like a testimonial and someone's talking about the treatment, or the doctor's talking about the treatment, then yeah, that'd be a great kind of a video to upload, and we'll transcribe and post that to the appropriate service page. If it's really just like, photographs or video just showing the before and after, you wouldn't necessarily have to go through our transcription process. You would just give that to your support rep with the platform, and they can just get that posted to the appropriate page. I guess
the question is they can upload that on the platform. I could take my before and after image and just right there and upload it across all Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everything.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Great.
Did you want me to show any?
These are good questions coming in.
Do you want me to show like reviews or anything?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, show how the reviews get answered. Yeah.
Cool.
And talk about why that's so important, Harley.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing about reviews, everyone. So it's everybody, I think, knows that you need to have a good star rating. But one thing that a lot of folks don't realize is that especially when it comes to like Google Map Pack results, when people search dentist near me and you want to be in that top one or two or three positions, that is heavily influenced not only by the number of stars, but by the number of reviews and whether you respond to those reviews. And so if you come in here to our review product, you can see this is basically all the results, all the recent reviews. You can see them all in one place, regardless of platform. You get Google, you'll get Yelp in here. You can't respond because that's Yelp's thing, but you can respond to everybody else through here. So you'll get your Googles, you'll get your Facebooks, etc. And you can jump right in here and say thank you so much, and you can just hit publish, and it's going to respond directly on that review. The other thing that you can do, we can provide these, or you can work with us to create templates. So if you want to have your staff go through here and respond using quick templates, you make 4 or 5 different ways of saying thank you that are really simple, easy, and then you can bang through a lot of review responses really quickly. A really important point is Google looks at the percentage of reviews you respond to. So if like most practices, you probably got a pretty good star rating. If you're a 4.5, 4.8, then you've got lots and lots of positive reviews. Most people unfortunately are not good about responding to positive reviews. If they tend to respond to anything, it's the bad ones. They try to like handle or sort out the situation, which is great. And you do have to do that. And I know Bloomberg's got some great strategies on how to do that, and they can help you with that. But it's just as important to acknowledge and thank. I mean, wouldn't you want to acknowledge and thank the folks that gave you that 5-star review and had something nice to say about the practice publicly? It only takes a minute, but it makes a big difference showing that response. It's a nice thing to do for that client, and it's really good for your Google ratings, particularly in local search. So definitely this is a way to make that super, super simple. You can, I mean, if you've got 100 reviews to respond to, you can do it in a few minutes here with the templates and the one click.
Nice. And then let's talk briefly, if you wouldn't mind, Harley, on analytics, and how that works, and realize that some of our clients are unfamiliar with how to go into Google Analytics, and often when they get our reports, they're a bit confused. Show how we've now simplified that. Yeah,
absolutely. That's a great point, Dan. So Google Analytics is really the best sort of commercial, broadly used product. I mean, there's way more expensive products out there, but Google Analytics is really the best for a small business for gathering the data. The problem is the interface is horrific and nobody wants to be in there. Like, I don't even like being in there. You know what I mean? So if you're not doing this professionally, you don't want to be in there. So what we've done is this is basically like an extra layer that's on top of it. It's grabbing the same data, but it's cleaning it up and making it simpler. So how many visits? What was the bounce rate? Like, how many people left without spending a lot of time? How long were people visiting? Where did they come from? How many were organic traffic, right? Are they new visitors or returning visitors? What pages are driving traffic? Who's referring to you, right? So what sources, what referral paths? Pretty straightforward stuff. If you set goal values with us, and we can tell you, hey, based on your goal values, how much is this traffic likely to produce in terms of new business for you, et cetera. And then if you're running paid ads, you can also see that data in here, again, simplified. How many impressions, clicks, cost per click, cost per conversion, et cetera. And this just really puts it all in one place, makes it really easy. And this is accessible 24/7. You can just kind of choose a month or a time period that you want to look at. Obviously you can still get your reporting, but this is a good way to just kind of be able to pop in and take a look at it anytime.
Nice.
And Dan, did you
nice.
Want me to
and then,
sorry, do you want me to show calls? That's the only thing we haven't looked at.
If you wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and I know some folks have existing call tracking, so that we'd adapt as we see fit there. But basically, what we have here is call tracking and analysis. It's going to show you trending on your incoming phone calls. How many are you getting by day, week, and month? If you have multiple numbers, we have the ability to offer. If you're doing something different with print ads, if you're doing something different with websites and paid advertising, we can kind of segment that out for you. The other thing that's worth noting is you have the ability to flag whether they've set an appointment and whether it'll tell you automatically whether it's new or returning. You can it doesn't look like they're using the appointment flag, but you do have the ability to do that if you'd like. You can mark that an appointment was set. by clicking this. You can also use this this is a red flag that says, hey, there's something you got to listen to in this call. So if you have more than one team member, maybe you've got a marketing person that's going to give a quick listen to a bunch of calls and flag the ones that they think the manager needs to hear. And you've got a playback button right here. You can see what happened on the call, and you have the ability to take notes about the call, and those will be saved associated with that call. So you can find it. You can export these as well. I'm sure that those of you that are working with Blumberg and MGE, you're doing at some interval, you're probably looking at call quality and training your front desk. It's a big factor. We started implementing this because it was so common that we would drive like extraordinary amounts of web traffic and phone calls into a practice, but then they would find that they weren't really seeing as good an uptick in new patients as they would expect. And 9 times out of 10, it was an issue with the front desk and how they're handling calls. So we were able to help them debug that. And that's been super successful with making sure people get all the possible value out of their marketing campaigns.
Nice. Thank you. Everybody give Harley a hand for this awesome product that he's created. And I'm so happy that he's come on board as a partner with Blumberg Digital. I'm going to tell you this. We're going to round things out. And I've said this before, but it's so worth saying again, because how many of you have internal situations that, you know, you could be better organized, and you really need to address internal stuff that could be better organized? Good. If you're not raising your hand, you probably didn't hear the question, or you didn't understand the question. We all have internal stuff. We all need to improve our game and such. But I'm going to tell you that this is very typical of what people do incorrectly. And they organize first and they promote next, which is incorrect. So I want you to just look at this. This is the article that I've covered in the past. Mr. Hubbard says, if you try to straighten up comm lines are communication lines, so that's your internal. If you try to straighten up comm lines and the organization in the face of threatened financial disaster, you will always be too late. When financial slumps are in view or forecast, and I'm not saying that they are, but there is the, possibility that things are turning or have turned or will turn further. When financial slumps are in view or forecast, always promote first and fast, ignoring the lines and organizations, and straighten up comm lines and organizations afterwards. If you know this and do it, you won't ever have a complete financial disaster. If you tried to straighten up the lines and organization in order to use them to promote, the disaster will be upon you before you have a straight set of lines and an organization. So the result is always a smaller organization if you reverse the correct sequence of action. Organizations that grow smaller have not promoted first and reorganized second. They reorganize first and so can only save themselves by reducing staff. They should have promoted first and then reorganized in the time thus bought. You buy time with promotion, and in that time, you can straighten up the house. Thumbs up if you're tracking. Thumbs up if you're tracking. I need to know if you're tracking. Good. Next point. Organizations that grow smaller have not promoted first and reorganized second. They reorganize first and so can only save themselves by reducing staff. They should have promoted first and then reorganized in the time thus bought. You buy time with promotion, and in that time, you can straighten up the house. Never, when promoting organizations out of a threatened financial disaster, consider whether or not it is easy to do or if staff can do it. Remember that the staff involved started the slump. Just promote, and regardless of anyone, get it executed. Then repair the lines and personnel malfunctions or improper placements. An organization must continue to expand in order to live at all. Therefore, 1A, keeps promotion going. B, administers intelligently. C, practices necessary economies. So you're saving money where you can, but in that order. So when you're practicing necessary economies, you're being economical. You're slimming down. You're cutting the fat where you can. But look at that sequence. Therefore, 1A keeps promotion going, B administers intelligently, C practices necessary economies, in that order. And in emergencies, one promotes before one even thinks about reorganization. Doing that maintains the expansion. Where an organization has the same income year after year, they will soon begin to have less income. They're handling their various crises by administration and economy only. If they watched their comm lines and every executive kept on his executive hat and corrected all dev T, which is developed traffic, right? Unnecessary, added inapplicable traffic, they would never have to do frenzied promotion, as by the design of organizations, they would be promoting constantly. And if they handled bad crises by everyone grabbing some old, tried and true promotional project and making it fly before they even wondered why they got into a slump, and afterwards put their house in order when the promotion project was done, they would expand. So the point here, promote. If you've never promoted or you're new at it, we'll help you find successful channels. But get your promotion done, then straighten up the house. I need to see thumbs on this one. Thumbs. Show me thumbs on this one. Very, very important. Okay, great. Listen, a lot of you are signing off, and I know we've gone over, but I can only say this. I really appreciate you being here. And I think it means a lot that you're spending time on how to improve your practice to make sure that your patients get the care that they need. My name's Dan Brown. I'm with Blumberg Digital. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for that. I hope this was valuable. If so, give us some feedback. I'd love to hear. And until December, we are here for you. The next webinar is in December. Until the December webinar, we are here for you. Reach out if you need anything. Guys, thanks for being here, and we'll see you. Have a great Thanksgiving.